Hello everyone, as you would all expect, we are here presenting our analysis on Partition by Sujata Bhatt through means of language and structural techniques.
The poem is about the partition between India and Pakistan, which was in 1947. It was the division of British India in two independent states, India and Pakistan. Between 200,000 and 2 million people died, and many were left homeless.
This poem recounts a girl's life during the partition of India. She discusses the changes experienced throughout. It presents a problem with people possessing a lack of courage and how conflict can affect one and one's family.
When she stood in her garden, she could hear the cries of people. This is a juxtaposition because a garden is meant to be a calm place, but the words endless and cries connote a bad atmosphere.
Because the word people is plural, it shows us how many people have been affected by the conflict. Cries shows us that it is quite significant to our mental health.
The language in stranded and cries reflect how helpless the people are and their ongoing suffering.
The use of hyphens where it says their noise signifies a partition, which is the name of the poem, and therefore makes a bigger effect on the reader.
This poem introduces location imagery. It starts with a young woman standing in her garden, which has connotations of nature, calm and peace, which transitions into a railway station and then a city, which has connotations of loud noise, distress and loss, hence why they're commonly referred to as concrete jungles.
The poem focuses on how the women are the victims. It is prominent when the writer writes about how she feels too scared to go to the train station.
The statement, "even the birds sounded different," emphasises the effect the conflict has had on the speaker as even nature is impacted by it.
The repetition of aunt shows us that the writer is very close to her family and she admires her aunt's bravery for going to the station every day.
The words "each day" is repeated to show that the war and conflict had happened and would continue to go on for a long time.
Now, when my mother tells me this at midnight, can make the reader infer that she only just told her daughter what happened because it was a very hard time for her to go through. This makes the reader realise the severity of the situation.
Sujata Bhatt
States, "But how I wish I had gone with my aunt to the railway station. I still feel guilty about that." It shows the reader that she has still not forgiven herself and has therefore created a conflict inside of herself.
The poem ends with a question to show that there are still unanswered questions and that there is lasting damage.
The structure of the poem is free verse. It helps express emotions when talking about topics that are close to the writer's emotion. Near the end of the poem, the lines get shorter to show how the writer is losing hope in their country.
Thank you for watching.